Once upon a time, there lived a kind farmer in a small village right next to a big green forest. In his yard, he had a very large garden filled with many different plants, tall trees, and beautiful, colorful flowers. Inside this garden stood a very old apple tree. When the farmer was just a little boy, he loved that apple tree very much. He spent most of his free time playing around it and climbing its branches. In those days, the apple tree was strong and healthy, and it gave him the sweetest, juiciest apples to eat. However, as the years passed, the apple tree grew very old and tired, and it stopped growing any fruit. Since the farmer could no longer get any tasty apples from the tree, he started to think that the tree was no longer useful to him. So he made up his mind to cut the tree down. He thought he could use the wood to build some nice new furniture for his house. He believed that because the tree was so big and old, the wood would be strong and perfect for making tables and chairs, and he would not need to take care of it any more. Sadly, he completely forgot how much he had loved the tree when he was young. He forgot that he had spent his whole childhood climbing up its trunk, sitting in its shade, and eating its delicious fruit. What the farmer did not realize was that the old apple tree was now a safe home for many small animals in the neighborhood. A lot of little creatures lived in its branches, including fluffy squirrels, tiny sparrows, and many other kinds of birds and busy insects. When the farmer walked out into the garden with his sharp axe and started to hit the tree, all the little animals got very scared. They came rushing down from the branches as fast as they could. They all gathered around the farmer and began to beg him to stop. They looked up at him and said, "Please, please, do not cut down this beautiful tree. We used to play with you under this very tree when you were just a little boy. This tree is our only home, and we have nowhere else to go if you destroy it." But the farmer refused to listen. He was stubborn and did not want to change his mind. He raised his axe high into the air to strike the tree again, and all the animals started to make a lot of noise because they were so worried. "Please, do not chop down the tree and destroy the home of my little babies," cried the frightened squirrel. "Please, do not cut it down and break my cozy nest," chirped the worried little birds. "Please, please, do not cut the apple tree," buzzed the tiny grasshopper. However, the farmer still did not remember his happy childhood days or his little animal friends. He ignored their cries and began to chop the tree even harder. The small animals became desperate. They knew they had to save the apple tree no matter what it took. So the little animals tried to make a deal with him. They said, "If you save our home, we will sing sweet songs for you while you're working hard out in the hot fields. We will also watch over your little boy and keep him safe. We will entertain him so that he never cries and stays happy all day long. You will love our beautiful songs, and they will make you feel less tired when you work." Even after hearing this, the farmer closed his ears to their pleas. He paid no attention to their kind words and kept swinging his axe against the tree trunk. Then, all of a sudden, something shiny caught the farmer's eye inside a hollow part of the tree. He stopped swinging his axe and looked closer. To his surprise, he found a big beehive that was completely full of fresh honey. He dipped his finger into the hive, took a little bit of the honey, and put it into his mouth to taste it. As soon as he tasted the sweet honey, something magical happened. The wonderful taste woke up the memories of the little boy he used to be. Suddenly, all the happy thoughts of his childhood came rushing back into his mind. The honey tasted so incredibly good that he wanted to eat more of it. It filled his heart with a deep sense of joy. A big smile came across his face, and he shouted happily, "Wow, this tastes absolutely amazing." The little animals noticed that the farmer's mood had suddenly changed, and they saw a chance to save their home. Working together, they all spoke up at the exact same time. The clever bee said, "If you'll let the tree stand, I promise to give you sweet, delicious honey every single day." The squirrel chimed in and said, "And I will gladly share as many crunchy nuts with you as you could ever want." The birds chirped happily, "And we will sing beautiful songs for you whenever you want to hear them." Finally, the farmer saw how foolish he had been, and he felt sorry for what he was doing. He slowly lowered his axe and put it down on the ground. He finally understood that the old tree was not useless at all. It was a wonderful home to many lovely little creatures that brought so many good things into the world. He realized that he wanted his own little boy to grow up and have the same wonderful, happy childhood that he had enjoyed. The farmer learned that the old apple tree still had a lot of value left in it. In the end, it was the memory of the little boy inside him that saved the tree from being destroyed. He picked up his axe and threw it far away.
Tell me what you learned from this story. Please like, share, and subscribe to get more interesting videos.